on the floor with our legs up the wall and back on the floor, if that works okay. So just kind of scoot yourself in where you feel comfortable. Legs can be long, and then arms come overhead alongside the ears, palms face up. Just relax the shoulders, take a moment here, breathe. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. And then when you're ready, arms back down by your sides. Bend the knees, feet to the wall, and begin to roll your hips and spine up off the floor. Chin to the chest, adjust your footing so you're comfortable, and then scooch the shoulders together. And either latch the fingers and anchor the arms to the floor, nice little shoulder and undercarriage, underarm stretch, or take your hands to your sacrum and support the hips for a little Viparita Karani. So nice little wall support here. Chin to the chest calmly, nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. Just kind of welcoming yourself into maybe a slightly stiff body, but that's okay. And then unwiggle the shoulders and slowly roll yourself down. One of the advantages of practicing at night is our body is a little bit more willing than if we would do that first thing in the morning. Again, nice deep breath in, arms come overhead, laying alongside the ears. Nice deep breath out. Again, nice deep breath in. Arms back down by your sides, nice deep breath out. Bend your knees, roll back up. Tuck the shoulders in, you choose, support the hips or arms anchor into the floor. And then slowly step your feet off the wall and start to move towards a possible plow. So if you need to, support the hips with the hands and kind of find a happy medium between your feet kind of floating in midair and your hips supported by your hands. Or if your feet and the floor meet comfortably, start to acclimate to Halasana, plow pose. As you open your back and spine, breathe calmly. Maybe experiment with the toes being unrolled or rolled under. And just notice how that plays a little bit differently on your ankles. And then inhale slowly, one leg towards the ceiling at a time. Again, use that hand support if you need to. Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. Inhaling calmly through the nose and exhaling calmly through the nose. Slowly back down into plow. And then slowly back to the wall. Unwiggle the shoulders, roll the spine down. Really use gravity and your body weight to feel the back kind of melt right into the mat. Arms overhead, palms face up. Nice deep breath in. Nice deep breath out. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, arms back down to your sides. Let's roll up one more time. Bend the knees, roll it up off the floor, chin to the chest, tuck your shoulders in. And we all know we're capable of getting into plow ourselves, but it's always nice sometimes to use the wall. And then slowly move it into plow. You choose if you want to support your hips or anchor the arms into the mat. Breathe here. And even in your plow, let's experiment with walking the feet over to the right. So if you're using your hands on your hips, which I would suggest for a twisted plow, use your right hand to kind of hold the right hip up and use your left hand by your left ribs to kind of help your body into the twist. So it's almost like, okay, let me just help my hips turn a little bit more to the right with my hands. And then inhale, come through center. You can always just stay in plow. And then walk your feet to the left. Use your hands to help you. Chin is at the chest comfortably. Breathe. Think of this as you seated and turning your torso. This is just upright. Or upside down, I should say. Nice deep breath in. Nice deep breath out. And then back to center. One leg up at a time. Shoulder stand. Sarvangasana, you choose supported or unsupported. Breathe. If your body's been feeling a little stiff lately, just use this practice tonight to unlock. Maybe roll the ankles. Just let that blood flow come back to the heart here. One at a time, feet to the wall. Spread the shoulders, roll it down. Arms overhead, laying alongside the ears. Just melt your back right into the floor. Inhaling. Nice deep breath, exhaling. And then again, nice deep breath, inhaling. Nice deep breath, exhaling. Nice deep breath, inhaling. And nice deep breath, exhaling. Take the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Just compress. And then roll to your right. A little energy for the night. And draw yourself up. And come onto your mat. Whew, that was fun. All right, so from your tabletop, let's slowly move it into downward facing dog. So curl the toes under, lift the hips, relax the head, and just kind of play with your dog here. Maybe kind of move through a squatting dog into a lengthened down dog. Walk your dog, twist your dog. Just see if you can, again, acclimate your body to your mat, to your practice tonight. It's cold and dreary and damp outside, but it's comfortable in here. Just allow your breath to be as comfortable as you can, your body to be as comfortable as you can. Now exhale, drop back to the knees, tabletop, flip your hands around. Thumbs on the outside, pinkies on the inside. Nice broad back, push down into the palms and lean back. Really push through the pinky side of the hand. Open up the wrists, open up your hands, open up your forearms. Nice, calm breathing. We're going to move a little bit dynamically with this hand stretch, so I'm going to turn sideways so you guys can see a little bit better. So you're going to stay here and just feel free just to kind of work yourself leaning back. Sometimes that's enough. Otherwise, what I want you to start to move is move dynamically. Doesn't mean quick, but just real mindful. You're going to lean forward, bend your elbows as much as you can. Pause. Then lengthen up and lean back again. I would say it's maybe like a 3 to 5 count transition. So forward, inhale, exhale. Hold that till you're done exhaling. Then inhale, re-lengthen the arms, start to lean back. Exhale, hold that stretch. So you're inhaling, transitioning, and then exhaling, holding the stretch. When you're leaning forward and bending your elbows, try not to let them sink in towards each other. That rotation is happening at the wrist, so I want you to try to keep that rotation a little bit more neutral. If you feel the desire to hold something a little bit longer, maybe you're kind of in a nice line of stretch, feel free to do that. So inhale to transition. Exhale to either bend and lean forward or straighten and lean back. The wrist, forearm, and shoulder is really no different than the ankle, knee, and hip. When the passageways between those 3 joints get locked up, tight, stiff, the joint feels pain and discomfort. It doesn't function properly.
So yoga is this reminder for you to take the time your body needs to find balance, openness, freedom. Let's just do this 2 more times here. That last one, if your feet will let you, curl the toes under. If not, just leave them uncurl and slowly sit back and just start to move the fingers, open and close the hands. I call it the sleeve stretch. You can take one hand, grab around the wrist, and then pull back. It's just a fascial stretch. And then just do the same thing to the other side. Like you're putting on gloves that are really small. Try to almost pinch and pull back and just stretch that fascia from your wrist to your elbow. And then open and close the hands. Roll them out. All right, cool. So let's come back down to the palms. Fingertips nice and wide. And move back down to facing dog.
Relax the head. Again, bend and straighten the legs. Really get length in your spine. Breathe. Full deep breath, exhale. Really submerge yourself into your breath so much, like a deep dive into the ocean. We're in that moment. There's no thought, no worry, no fear. And then exhale, drop back down to your knees, grab your block. You're gonna take your block, drop it off like a rectangle on the floor, palms face in. Forearms on the floor, let's move it back into puppy dog now. So knees lift, head goes down, hips go up. Feel free to bend your knees as much as you can and really push your forearms down into the floor. Feel free to grip the top of the block with your thumb. Let's try to lift out of that shoulder circuit as much as you can. So puppy dog is this great reminder of that kind of locked up feeling in our underarm and in our outside shoulder blade area. So kind of lats, traps, and then we have these muscles called the serratus, which are right on the long side of the rib cage, and they kind of lock us forward into the chest. And I'm trying to have you open this up now. So push down to lift up. Nice deep breath in, and nice deep breath out. All right, knees to the mat. Move your block, dragonfly. Cross your right arm to the left arm to the right. Feel free, forehead can be on the block. Walk your hands as far as you can, turn your palms up, and then lean over your crossed arms, forehead to the mat. You can keep your hips lifted or scoot your knees up to sit on your heels, whatever works best. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. All right, on the next exhale, slowly sit back towards your heels. Let your arms slide as they uncross. Toes uncurled or curled under. Arms come back behind. Interlace the fingers, roll your shoulders open. Lift your heart. And then as you exhale, tuck your head like you're gonna move into a somersault. And let's move into a rabbit. So hands can tuck behind as long as you can get that head tucked enough. And kind of a little bit chest expander in rabbit. or hands to the floor, and then rock towards the back of the head as you let your chin fall in. So it's kind of like a pose of trust. You can add that gentle rocking forward, rocking back if you're like, whew, my neck is tight. And it's almost like that take your breath away feeling. So feel free to just gently rock in, gently rock out if you feel like that's a lot of tension. All right, exhale, slowly sit back, hands to the floor. Gently and slowly roll your way up. Back into tabletop. Let's go opposite arm in front. So before, you probably did the left first, so do the right first. And if by chance you didn't, just switch them. So walk, walk, walk. As far as you can, turn your palms up, lean over your crossed arms, and then think about kind of pulling your shoulders down, especially as they start to open a little bit more. See if you can make a little space around the neck. You'll be surprised as how much wiggle room you might now have as compared to when you started. And then you choose where to go with the hips. Couple more breaths. All right, slowly sit back, toes uncurled or curled under. Drag your arms open, hands come back behind, back into that chest opener, roll the shoulders open, lift through the sternum, drop over your shoulders away from your neck, breathe in, and then exhale back into rabbit, you choose. So chin is tucking in, hands feel free can come to the floor, rock to the back of the head, pull your shoulders up. And if you're adding in that chest expander, great, that's perfect. And then kind of pull your hands away from the base of your neck so you have this space again. You choose. Exhale, slowly sit back to your heels, hands down. Inhale, slowly rise up, take your time. Just turn the head side to side. Roll your shoulders. And let's move back into downward facing dog. So hands to the floor, fingertips wide, lift your knees, relax your head, and start to scoot yourself back a little bit more in your down dog. So your feet, your heels are kind of close to the wall. They don't have to touch, you don't have to be up on your base, the baseboard, but just kind of move yourself within like an inch or two of the wall with your feet. Re-lengthen, press out of the shoulders. You have this newfound space, so give yourself a moment to acclimate here. All right, from here, inhale, right leg rises up the wall. So you can definitely curl the toes under, especially if the hamstrings are tight, you might get a little toe cramping. So feel free to keep that foot rolled under, otherwise you can rest on the top of the foot. Begin to walk your hands closer towards your base foot. Now this is the first hamstring stretch we've done all night, guys, so feel free. It might just be like a, okay, humor, hope here, and I'm just gonna have my leg up the wall for right now. But that's okay. Lengthen through the groin of the upper leg, and all the way from that arch, that plantar tendon, up the heel, up the calf, up the back of the leg, all the way to the tailbone of that lower leg. Keep the length in the arms to keep that down dog kind of pressed feel. Inhale through the nose, and exhale through the nose. All right, so we're gonna have a little fun here. Inhale, look forward, and I actually want you to walk yourself forward. Take that upper leg and move it into pigeon. Square it off. Bring yourself a little bit of length up right here, just for a moment, and then exhale, bring it down. So adjust the front foot as you need to. We're just gonna stay here a minute, okay? So we're just gonna do a resting pigeon just for a minute. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. Kind of comfortably uncomfortable. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. You want to curve your body and kind of move your torso and arms towards the front foot side, a little bit more side body stretch, go for it. If you're just happy that you're in pigeon right now, just stay wherever you are and breathe. All right, inhale, slowly bring it up. Press into your arms, lift your hips, move it back, down dog near the wall. Just kind of readjust. All right, when you're ready, opposite leg up the wall. So left leg, just did that, do the opposite. Start walking your hands a little bit closer if your body gives you permission. You choose how you want to place that foot to the wall. And press through the arms, nice. All right, inhale, start to look forward, walk out. Top leg becomes your pigeon leg. Just a little upright moment here in pigeon. And then exhale, lengthen yourself forward, adjust your hips, something you can breathe with. And we're just gonna go for that minute again. Nice, long, deep inhalation. Nice, calm, deep exhalation. Really submerge your mind into your body, guided by the waves of your breath. Soften the face, soften the jaw, tongue off the roof of the mouth. Try not to give your body any reason to hold on here. Inhale, rise. Hands to the floor, pick it back up, downward dog. Walk it near the wall. Right leg back up the wall again. Feel free to bend out the base leg. So if you feel like that bottom hamstring is just taken over on you, just bend out the knee a little bit. Walk the hands as close as you feel comfortable. All right, inhale, look forward. Walk that top foot forward, kind of a runner's lunge here. Knee to the mat behind you, uncurl the toes, both arms to the inside of the front leg, deep hip stretch. Walk the front foot wide, let the knees splay open, keep the foot grounded. Feel free to use your blocks. Lots of length with the spine as you bring your torso down. So feel free, blocks, forearms, palms, any combination. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. We're going to try to go for a minute here again. Feel free, back knee can be down or lifted, your choice. Curl the back toes under, lift the knee to slide the leg back, down dog near the wall. All right, left leg up the wall. Walk your hands towards the foot, a little bit more of a split. Breathe. Inhale, look forward, slide it out, runner's lunge. Set it up, deep hip stretch. Walk the front foot wide. Again, keep the spine from rounding as best you can as you bring yourself towards the floor. Those blocks make great little lifts for the mat. Maybe you'll need one hand on them or both. And then feel free to play with that body weight, a little to the right or a little to the left. You can kind of play between the hip of the front leg going to the back leg. If you're feeling that tenderness on the back knee, just kind of reflect if the hip is tight, the knee might be tender. Breathe. And just keep this intention of opening the body, balancing the body, layer by layer, peeling away, finding this infinite balance, where the body both feels mobile and strong. All right, inhale, rise. Back into down dog. Don't worry if you're not near the wall here. Just find dog pose. Feel free, bend the knees. Reset the body. Breathe. Lengthen. Feel. Exhale, drop to your knees. Grab your block. Puppy dog. Palms face in. When you're ready, nice deep breath in. Exhale, bring it back and up.
If you really want to start creating that shoulder balance, challenge yourself here and start trying to turn your palms up in puppy dog. And use your hands kind of anchoring into the block with your pinky finger as you push your thumbs to the mat. So you're literally trying to say, okay, shoulders externally rotate, and now I need to build strength in this position versus internal rotation, which sometimes happens a lot in down dog. Kind of holding that intention of unsticking what's stuck. Deep breath. Exhale, drop to your knees, devotional or child's pose. Rest the arms, breathe. Inhale, rest. Let's take the hands now, and you're going to flip them around, but I want you to bring your hands kind of close together. More importantly, the arms are going to kind of come close together. So it's almost like you're literally trying to grip and squeeze the chest to get your forearms to almost support the front side of the rib cage. So just kind of think about that as being the intention. We're not going to fully set up, but we'll use the strap to set up here the next time we do it. So just get a little bit closer with the hands. And now bend the elbows as much as you can. Really bend, really bend, really bend. And then just kind of think about hugging the chest together with the elbows coming in and lean forward. And as you lean forward, just keep trying to deepen the bend, the angle of the elbow, and hold that. Think about, okay, what would happen if I start to actually put my body weight onto the arms? So the elbows are supporting the front ribs, the chest, as you bring that body weight down. Let's hold 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back up again. Sit back as you need to. Move the hands, roll the wrists. Feel free just to kind of work the wrists in the opposite direction here, kind of singly. Nothing fancy, but just open, close. Awesome. All right, take your mat, and let's just fold it just enough here, just briefly, that we can give ourselves a little bit extra knee cushion. We're going to do the hybrid version here. Try to feel like rock stars in our balance poses here today, so. All right, let's try to take that left leg, slide her up the wall. So knee as close as you can towards the baseboard, and then feel free, you can get a really great quad and groin stretch just being on that front knee. As you come up, really trying to tip the tailbone down, pelvis back, and you can get into that quad, IT band, and groin really, really effectively. So don't worry about that front leg if you feel like you can't get it there. Otherwise, that front leg is going to come forward, and any combination, you know the drill. We start to bring ourselves up nice and slow. As you start to come more upright, if you're in that more runner's lunge look, try to level out the hips a little bit more. So that's going to take you from being pulled down by that lower quad, and now you're saying, okay, I want you to stretch a little bit more. And then finally, re-lengthen your back up near the wall. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. Soft jaw, tongue off the roof of the mouth. Okay, we've been here a minute, so I want you to tweak a little bit more. Think about, okay, can I tip my pelvis just a little bit more into neutral? Can I get my hips a little bit more level? Where can I put my shoulders? Can I just tweak this just a hair? We don't have to go from 0 to 60, but how about like 0 to 10? And just keep bringing your mind back to the mat. Keep bringing your mind back to the pose, back to the feeling, back to the breath. breath. Okay, so if you're on the lower knee, slide that back leg out enough that eventually you can get yourself up. You'll see what I mean in a second. If you're on the front foot, adjust your front foot. We're gonna really load the base leg to push up and bring that back leg to the sky. If you're on the bottom knee, bring that back knee forward enough that you can get the front foot flat. And then lean and push up. And you can always walk that base leg further, closer to the wall, sorry. So maybe not totally a wall split, but kind of a happy medium between down dog split and wall split. Nice deep breath in. Nice deep breath out. Okay, humor me for a second. I want you to try to bring your bottom leg up to the wall and come into not a perfect handstand, but exploring that idea of loading the body. So you're probably a little bit more angled than what you normally would. And just hold that. Let's go 5. Push out of the shoulders. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly step it down. If you need to walk out in order to do that, that's fine. And then gently bring it back down to the knees. And let's try the other side. So leg up the wall. We're going to try to go for that 2-minute marker again. I always like to ask, who's right side tighter? Left side?
They both feel tight.
They both feel tight?
Yeah. Probably my right side. The weather too, and then helps the spine.
We're in clenching weather now. All right, we're gonna go for about another minute here still. Keep breathing. All right, slowly bring it down. Either work from that front foot or slide the back knee out to bring the front foot up. And let's push it up into split. Again, you're probably a little further from the wall, and that's okay. Breathe. All right, plant your palms, nice deep breath in. Let's lift the bottom leg. Breathe.
Exhale, slowly step down. Standing forward bend if you want to, chest expander. Bend and straighten the legs if you need to a little bit, a few times, just to acclimate again. Full breath. Lower the arms down, bend your knees, and just open up the mat again. In opening up the mat, take your strap, and we're just going to open that up, and let's loop it up for shoulders distance. So come from the bottom and over the top so that peak of the buckle, the tongue comes from underneath. And when you measure off, you're going kind of like inner shoulder to inner shoulder. And a lot of times it even needs to be a hair tighter than that. And you know you did it the right way. If you pull on the loop, it doesn't slide. So just check that before you do it. You'll be like, oh, whoopsies. That's a little off. Okay, so once you've measured that for yourself, let's take it up and onto the upper arm. And then that first time up, feel free, if it feels a little wide, just shorten it up a little bit, and then grab your block. Let's just do a little puppy dog first. So palms on the block. Just kind of come to the top of the mat here. Elbows on the floor, that push out. And for me, I find that if that buckle is on my arm, I can usually get it to slide. So make sure the buckle is more on, like not on your arm, and free floating instead, and then it has nothing to push against. For whatever reason, your skin can kind of roll that a little bit. All right, so let's go back into puppy dog. Just kind of watch out for your head with that strap. You might have a forehead support now. Otherwise, just take the head and kind of tuck it back behind the strap. So forearms push into the floor, hips lift, and actually use your arms against the strap a little bit to create space for your shoulders. So that kind of resistance and pressure can actually help you create more space. Exhale, slowly walk your feet back so the knees can come down. Drag yourself back up, slide out of your strap. And then sliding out of your strap, let's lay it to the floor. And you're gonna slide your legs up into your strap. So coming back, you can literally step into your strap. How about mid-thigh? That shoulder's width will probably be about right. Maybe even a little smaller. And then feet step up about hips distance, and then lay yourself back. If you feel like your hands don't touch for bridge pose, you have that tail of the strap to actually hold on to, so just know that there's a double bonus prop there for you. All right, nice deep breath in here. Lower your back into the mat and roll your spine up off the floor, but I want you to push out against your strap. There's that hip opening again. And then tuck the shoulders, really tuck them. If your fingertips don't successfully clasp, I want you to have a good clasp. Then grab your strap, hold it close so that you can press your arms into the floor and get the shoulder opener. So the fronts of the deltoids into the bicep, into the pec, we want that to open and stretch. So you're pushing your arms into the floor. Now press out against your strap as you work to lift your hips a little bit higher. Nice deep breath in. Really focus on a wide inhalation into the lungs. Nice deep breath out. Inhale, lift your heels, unwiggle the shoulders, roll down slow. Slide your legs out of your strap. And then rock up to a seated position. From that seated position, flip yourself over onto your belly. Still keep your strap in tow, because now I'm gonna have you step into the strap. Just enough, hold your tail, and come onto your belly. And so knees bend, ankles loop the strap, flex your feet. Awesome. All right, let's face plant. Hands come back behind the head. And we're gonna do this a couple of times, so just kind of make a memory of what hand goes over the other, and then I want you to keep switching that, just so that the shoulders open a little bit more. If there's one hand in front of the other, just make sure you switch that out. All right, relax the shoulders as much as you can. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, press your feet back to lift your chest up. And I want you to focus on relaxing into the underarm. If you feel like, ooh, that's a lot, try doing one arm and then plant the other forearm to the floor in front of you, kind of like the cross of a T, and push back into the feet and just use that one hand to help you push up. So you can literally just focus on one underarm at a time, especially if you have a sticky shoulder. And then exhale, come down, rest. Pause just enough. All right, switch your hands if you had one hand in front of the other. And then let's go back up again. Nice deep breath in. And let's see if we can bring it back up. Single or double. All right, exhale, let's go down, rest, breathe. This time, take your arms and grab for the loop behind you. So you can grab onto that loop strap, one hand on each side. Have your palms turned up. If you want to make that loop smaller, you can. Nice deep breath in here. Exhale, push your feet back. Holding the strap, roll your shoulders open. And press your feet towards the wall. Once your feet come towards the wall, try lifting your legs up away from the floor. So lots of space, lots of openness here. Breathe. Exhale, come down, just rest, head to the side. You can hold on to that strap still. And then again, nice deep breath in here. Exhale, let's push back again. So let the shoulders roll towards the spine, and then think about lifting the legs. And then exhale, come down. This time just relax the legs back. However they fall, head to one side, breathe. Hands under the shoulders. Turn the head to center, nice deep breath in here. Exhale, press up through plank. Downward dog, step out of the strap. Walk yourself towards the wall, heels near the baseboard. Right leg up the wall, walk your hands towards your base foot, best that you feel like you can, comfortably breathing. All right, two options, either transition with your foot going to the floor or transition by trying to bring your bottom leg up. Almost like a clock. And opposite side.
All right, inhale, walk it forward to walk it out. Drop to your knees, devotional or child's pose, breathe. Inhale, roll up. So let's work with some forearm balance, and if you want to use your strap, you're welcome to, and your block, you're welcome to.
A little bit.
It's basically the same as what we were just doing before. You're going to strap and then block. It's maybe a little narrow. And then we can set ourselves up. I would say go again about a hand to a hand and a half's length away from the wall. Otherwise you're literally going to flap right onto that wall. You're a little too close. So give yourself a little bit of space to curve. So you're either going for forearm balance or scorpion. That scorpion, we're going to start to bow the body. Remember, your core strength is going to help to control the legs. So if you're coming up, you need to just kind of work with, okay, I'm going to try to start lifting the leg off the floor. Counterbalances your head. So I'm looking towards my block as I start to bring my body up. And then pressing into the floor, thumb on top of the block might help for a little bit better strength. And then you can start to think about bringing those legs off the wall. I almost said the floor, but that's not the floor. All right. So we'll give you guys a couple minutes to kind of play a little up and down, because I know sometimes it takes a while, or kind of get one time up and then you're like, okay, I think I got it now. If you need help getting up, say hey and I'll come on over. Think about the strap and block as like recruiters. Okay, I want to recruit the right muscles so I can set my shoulders up for success. So kind of how a strap sometimes liberates your hips in bridge pose. Think about the strap as liberating your shoulders in forearm balance or scorpion. And even just puppy dog. Nice, Lauren. Yes. And sometimes it's just working through the gunk of the shoulders in the prep here. So we're going to go about 30 more seconds. All right, bring it down slow, rest, breathe. If you need to slide out of the strap to get comfortable, that's fine. Just take a couple nice breaths here. Inhale, rise. And now slide out of your strap. And let's do a little bit of some handstands. So if you prefer to work with forearm balance, you're more than welcome to do that. If you would rather walk up the wall, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, you're going to give yourself a little bit wider stance with your hands and your shoulders are wide. And bring yourself up. You can either try more of like a tuck and lift. I'd go a little closer to the wall. If you're going to do more of a tuck and lift, tuck and pull up,
or if you're gonna kick up, or slide the leg up, however as you choose to do that. And if you can find that wall and think about balancing. Nice study. If it's been a while since you've been in handstand, just kind of give your mind a second to catch up. There you go. Yay! You kicked up. All right, down slow. Rabbit. So roll and tuck the head. You want that chest expander rabbit, a little extra shoulder stretch. Feel free to tuck the hands back. Exhale, back slow, breathe, rest. Slowly roll up, and as you're seated either on your heels or you can kneel, kind of lift your hips and kneel, drop the head back, open the mouth, push the chin towards the ceiling then, stretch the front of the neck. Slowly lift the head back up, roll the shoulders, and bring yourself back to that place where your legs are up the wall and you're down the mat. Walk it up, Viparita Karani. Hips up the wall, off the floor, roll the shoulders in, hands to the lower back sacrum or interlace and anchor. Literally a bridge on the wall. Step it off, Halasana, plow pose. Breathe. Shoulder stand, Sarvangasana, bring it up. With or without support, you choose. Feet to the wall, down slow. Turn the head side to side. Tuck the knees in. Let's roll to the side. Come back up to seated and set your blocks up. So you're going to take your blocks. We're going to set up for up bow. So last hurrah here. And since you have your strap set up, if you want to use your strap for up bow, you can do the exact same thing that you were doing for, I'd give yourself maybe a little bit more slack just because the deltoids tend to be a little bit tighter in this direction to go over. Or if you feel like you need a little bit more assistance for the hips to kind of unlock and give you space in your lower back. And then again, I just give yourself just a little bit extra space. You can use the strap. So when you come up and you're using that strap, or if you want two, you can literally do one on the arms and one on the legs.
when you come up and you press against the strap, just like you did in the bridge pose, you're gonna get a little bit more opening in the front hips and maybe a little bit more assistance in that sacrum. So sometimes that's a nice little alternative that we kind of forget about. And again, you can choose how wide you want it. I wouldn't zip the legs up super tight just because you want that pliability. So I'm going to leave that up to you. When you guys go up, I'm going to encourage you, try to come up for at least 5 breaths and then bring yourself down. And I'll have you do that 3 times. So like let's say 5 to 7 breaths just because we're kind of inching towards the end of class here. So 2 to 3 times, up 5 to 7 breaths each time. And just a few deep breaths on the floor, just enough to help you recover, but not too many to let you lose motivation. So there's that fine line, kind of have to dance on here. After that 3rd time, feel free, slide out of your strap, call uncle, bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a nice hug, rock side to side here. And if you still have a smidge of energy left, roll yourself up and bring your legs up the wall here for relaxation after that last couple rounds of extension and back bending from forearm balance to bridge to up bow. Just that nice pressure of your sacrum to the floor would be a nice way for your back to relax. If you'd rather be out flat, feel free to take yourself there. I will come around with some China gel tonight if you'd like some. Just palms up. If not, just palms down. And just for a little bit, and then you can readjust.